What's up, guys? This is my Amyet 1500 G60. I just got it a few days ago. When I pulled it out of the box, one of the first things I did was, instead of putting on the front fender, I took off the back fender and all the little bolts that were going to hold the pegs. I also removed all the reflectors, the ones out of the pedals and the ones out of the rims, and I also removed all the stickers and license plate holder and just everything I could to make it look more like a bicycle, so I could kind of take it through every terrain. So yeah, I went through and I buttoned up all the bolts. I tightened everything down so it was good for off-roading. But the reason why I'm making this video is I wanted to show you guys what I did to get up to 35 miles an hour, get top speed range, just by adjusting the settings on your bike. So yeah, the first thing you want to do is, that's my cell phone holder. That's the only attachment I bought for it in the bike lock. But the first thing you want to do is turn on the power, turn on your bike, and then you'll hold the plus and minus button together. And when you do that, the screen will flash and it'll show your settings. And you actually have a total of 18 different settings on this bike. And I do not remember what the factory settings were. I just went through and started playing with it to and put it up on a stand to watch the back tire, get top speed, take it for a ride, and make my adjustments. And I actually spent a couple hours doing so. So these are all the settings that I have, and I'll show you where my bike is set at, so you can just copy the settings, and then yeah, you'll be pushing 35. All right, so first thing you want to do is hold the two plus and minus, and the screen will flash in a second. There you go. That's your top number one setting. So it says P01, and that is the screen brightness. I'm guessing at these settings. I never looked anything up or had a book or anything. So then when you want to switch the setting, you push the plus or minus, and I just keep everything. I just normally use the minus, and then the M button is to switch to the next setting. So then that's number 2. That's your miles and kilometer, and just leave it on miles there. And then number 3, that is your battery voltage for what battery you're running. So if you're running a 52 amp, you would put it on 52. And but I'm running a 48, so we'll leave it at 48. And if you are running a 52, you can get more top range if you wanted to go to a 52. More top range, more top speed, more power. Yeah. Oh, got to go back to the settings. They flash off pretty quick. Let's see, we were on voltage. Yep, so that was voltage. The next one is number 4, which is just a power mode. So we'll go back to number 4. Oh, that's 3, 4. So that's your power mode. I set that at 60. So that was at 0. I don't know what it is factory. Set it at 60. That's number 4, P04. Number 4, 60. Number 5, I set it at number 1. So I just set it at number 1, and that's number 5, and that's for and then number 6 is your speedometer. I went through and played with this for a minute and kept setting it, and it seemed to be right on point at 28. And that'll increase doing all these settings will also increase your speedometer working. So you're at P07, your speedometer working past 28.5. So the number 7 is you just push down and from 0, so 0 will be there, and then that's full range. 255 is what you want that set at, and then go ahead and go to the next setting. Number 8, put it at 100. I don't know what it was, but I believe it was 0. Put it at 100 for number 8, PO number 8. PO number 9, run it at 0. It's the 1 or 2 settings. Number 1, it's for throttle control when you're sitting. So if you want to not use it as not use it, you have to have it on 0 so you can run power put control from a dead stop. Okay, then you're at the new settings, which is P10. So this is a new setting, and that's your power range. So you're like number 1 or number 2 for the most power. See how it has a little speed bike. So the P10 you want on number 2. P11 you want on 24. I believe that is the tire size. I went through and played with it. It seemed best to get top speed there, 24. P12, number 5. You want it at 5, okay. P13, 12, put it at number 12. Number 12. P14, 18, put it at 18. P15, I put at 41 miles an hour. I don't know why it worked best there, it just did. It just at the kilometers or whatever it is, but 41.0. Oh. Let's go back to the settings. Let's see, we're on 41.0, P15, P16, 57, and there you go, back to it. So those are all your settings. You probably have to put this on pause throughout the resetting and make sure you're on the right one. But yeah, my bike definitely way more power, way more top speed. The speedometer works now at a full range up to 60 miles an hour. So yeah, it's just a much better bike with the settings that I have. I'm much more happier with it. Like I was kind of, when I first got it, I was kind of like, and then after doing this today and spending some time, I was like, way cool, definitely a bonus increase. One thing that I noticed is the handlebars, man. These things like to move around and pit a lot. So what I did when the best way that I was able to tighten them down, because I do a lot of off-roading, was tighten these two back ones all the way down. You know, set your handlebars where you want them. Tighten these back ones. That's the only problem I felt like was with this bike as being a weak point. Tighten these ones all the way down, metal to metal, and then stretch these ones. And when you go back to forth, just stretch and stretch and stretch, and you'll feel them. You can't just tighten one down then the other. You got to go back to this one, tighten this one, and stretch them out, and just into where you feel like it's almost going to break almost. So it's pretty much where I did it. But I kept riding it. The handlebars kept moving. I do a lot of off-roading, but it's set now. Sound good. I'm happy with it. Another thing is that when you take off, you can take off in number 1. So like if you don't want to use pedal assist, you just do number 1, and then number 2, number 3, and if you so like number 3 seems to be the best and the strongest for climbing hills. If I go to 5, it seems like it's like a transmission. I get a higher gear with less lower torque end. So I go to less lower torque, a lower end torque. So yeah, so I run so I just go through the gears unless I use the pedal assist, then I just start off in 5. But if I'm not using pedal assist and I'm kind of going through like hilly area and stuff, I definitely use the button on this. And then I noticed this moves a lot, so I just added some super glue to it, so then that way it stays in place. I went through and tightened it, went through and tried all the adjustments. I just threw a little super glue into the gaps, and it held that in place. Other than that, everything with the bike is good. It's a fast little bike. She's running 35 miles an hour now, and you can check out my other video. It's where I kind of race my little pit bull there, and but yeah, it's fun. So I hope this helps. Hope you guys enjoy. Hit me up for any questions, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one.